Submarines have evolved to become faster, stealthier, and more maneuverable with each iteration. The 5 fastest submarines include the British Vanguard class, China's Shang class, Russia's Yasin M class, and the U.S. Navy's Virginia and Seawolf classes. The Vanguard class boasts impressive depth and speed, while the Shang class highlights China's growing naval capabilities. Russia's Yasin M class stands out for its hypersonic missile capacity. The Virginia class is a versatile successor to the Los Angeles class, and the Seawolf class, despite its high cost, remains the fastest and most advanced submarine, posing a significant threat to adversaries. Submarines are meant to be stealthy. More than that, though, subs must possess a high degree of speed and the ability to dive fast. They also must be highly maneuverable. The following 5 subs, while far from comprehensive, are by far the fastest submarines in the world. Once the greatest naval power in the world, the British Royal Navy today is a shadow of its former glory. Nevertheless, the British still possess some capabilities that make them competitive at sea. The Vanguard-class nuclear-powered submarine is an excellent heir to the legacy of the great Imperial Navy that came before it. A Vanguard-class submarine displaces just shy of 16,000 tons when submerged. She's powered by one Rolls-Royce pressurized water-cooled nuclear reactor that supplies steam to 2 sets of General Electric geared turbines, delivering 27,500 horsepower to one shaft. Her speed is a respectable 28 miles per hour. She can also dive in excess of 1,300 feet. The numbers don't lie. The Vanguard class is a solid sub. China's People's Liberation Army Navy is steadily advancing its submarine capabilities to rival those of the Americans, Russians, and other advanced navies. The nuclear-powered Shang class leads the way. The Shang class has a 7,000-ton displacement and can carry around 100 crew members. Its top cruising speed is about 30 knots, or 34 miles per hour, and these boats can dive down to 2,296 feet. Under better circumstances, the Shang class is entirely possible to achieve relatively excellent underwater speed and underwater maneuverability. Russia may be more of a continental power than a maritime power, but the Russian Navy can build some remarkable underwater systems. The Yasin M class is especially impressive. Recently, the Russians converted this class of tough Russian subs, as Business Insider labeled them in 2023, into hypersonic missile carriers, making the Yasin M the only active submarine in the world capable of deploying these next-level weapons. In June, the Russians deployed one of these boats in a flotilla to Cuba, skirting the U.S. eastern seaboard. The Yasin M can cruise up to 35 knots, 40 miles per hour, and can safely dive to about 1968 feet. She displaces around 13,800 tons. When America went looking for a replacement for the iconic Los Angeles-class attack submarine, it first landed on the highly complex but expensive Seawolf class. Sadly, that submarine's cost and the lack of a Soviet enemy made Congress rethink its decision to make the Seawolf class the new primary attack submarine for America's Navy. Sent back to the drawing board, the Navy produced the Virginia class. A Virginia-class submarine goes about 28 miles per hour. Because the boats are relatively new, the Navy is not as forthcoming with certain design details. For example, the Navy is coy about this sub's maximum operating depth, listing it as more than 800 feet. It carries 15 officers, 117 enlisted personnel as well. Now for the blue label of modern submarines, the U.S. Navy's Seawolf class. As noted above, this boat was meant to replace the Los Angeles-class attack subs beginning in the early 1990s, until Congress got cold feet. At roughly $4.3 billion per unit, one can hardly blame them. But given the kind of threat environment the U.S. faces today, a fleet of these submarines might have been the best long-term investment the Navy could have made. Alas, there's no going back. The Navy currently possesses only 3 of these submarines, and there are no plans to reconstitute the production line. This boat can go in excess of 35 miles per hour. The The Seawolf class is highly maneuverable and can dive up to 2,000 feet with a maximum crush depth ranging from 2,400 to 3,000 feet beneath the waves.